Hello again, and today I would like to talk about to persuade you in order to try a certain kind of food product that many may not know that's on the market right now and that a lot of people are trying out. But the reason why I picked this is that actually my background, a little bit about my background actually, before I decided to, excuse me, attend Bible college, was actually I had graduated from culinary school. And within culinary school, I learned a lot of different kind of food products and to experiment and be creative with a lot of the food methods out there that a lot of people may not know to the average person. And what that has done for me was not only has it allowed me to be creative in the food that I make now for my family, and also I also look at it from a different angle. I look at the nutritional benefits and the health benefits as well as to help the average cook to reduce their cooking time, whether that means to organize things or to use products that may not be typically known across America. And one of these products that's is becoming trendy again is actually something called quinoa. Now, those who are not foodie or like to really cook food or really don't know a lot about it, quinoa is actually a grain that you can compare to rice, and that's what I'm going to do during this. Is that I'm going to compare quinoa, which is just a little grain. Actually, if you go to the supermarket, you can find quinoa in the uncooked form, of course, in the section where you find your rice and as well as your pasta. And what this quinoa is, actually, a little background on it is that the Aztecs actually used this as what they actually called it their superfood. And what that means is that a lot of times now that we have to have certain amount of nutrients and vitamins to be nutritious, to give our bodies what we need. And back in the Aztecs, there wasn't a lot of protein and meat available like we do now, and so food was scarce. And with that, they had to figure out and use things that God has given us. And with that, they found that this little grain actually provided for them the complete protein. It provided all the essential amino acids that are necessary for our bodies. And so with this, a lot of times you might hear that you gotta have your beans and rice. And that's a common combination because rice on its own is an incomplete protein. But compare that with beans, that's actually a complete meal. But what the Aztecs found out, and what we people are finding out now as it's becoming more popular in supermarkets, is that it's actually a complete protein. It's a standalone item. So for vegetarians, it's a wonderful alternative for those who don't really particularly like to eat meat for whatever reason that might be, or for those who are a little bit more on the budget conscious mindset. Quinoa actually ends up being a standalone food that it doesn't take very long to cook. And that was going to be my next point. That not only does this grain, which you wouldn't really think about it, but this grain actually provides us with a complete protein, is that compared to rice, and for those who have actually cooked rice for the complete amount of time, haven't bought the 5 minute ready rice in the microwave, rice usually takes anywhere between 40 to 45 minutes to cook properly. Quinoa, on the other hand, takes 15 minutes. So for those cooks who wanted to provide a nutritious meal for their family, and they use rice a lot because it's cheap and because it's a good form of carbohydrates, actually it takes a long time to do. And that's why I don't like to cook rice, is because it does take so long to do. And when I found out that it only took 15 minutes to cook quinoa, I tried it immediately. That was enough sell for me to try it out. And what I have found out is that you do the same preparation as rice, you cover it, and what has happened is that in 15 minutes it's done. You fluff it just like rice. But here's the thing, as you know, people who have actually cooked rice on their own, it can get kind of sticky. The more you fluff it, but as you stir it, you actually develop the gluten more and more. And you can't use rice a lot of different ways as you actually can with quinoa. Rice, you cook it, you need to kind of eat it as soon as you make it. It doesn't really rewarm very well. You can, but it's not really made for that. But quinoa, on the other hand, is actually used in a lot, and this is what you can use it for, and a lot of people don't know this, is that not only can it be made for a hot preparation, but also you can cool that down and use it in a lot of cold salads. So, for example, I like to eat salsa, and salsa is a good, healthy form, but usually you pair it with chips, and that's not the most healthy way to eat salsa. What you can do is make your salsa preparation, mix in this cold quinoa, and right there you have a complete meal. You have your protein, you got your vegetables, and a lot of flavoring, and it removes the chip aspect of it. So right there in that short, that just simple tweak of of a normal recipe, can you make that much more healthier for your family? And actually, the amount of protein that's in quinoa is actually about 4 times the amount as in regular rice, because rice doesn't really have any kind of protein compared to the amount that it has in quinoa. And actually, for those who are pregnant, women have to have a lot of folate needed when they are pregnant. Quinoa actually has 4 times the amount of folate to rice, as well as iron. It has a very high level of iron compared to rice. So those three nutrients alone and vitamins alone would make it more appealing than rice. It's very good for magnesium, excuse me, magnesium, and for potassium. And it's for working out. You come home, and to prevent a lot of cramping, you really need to intake a lot of potassium. So this is a great, if you want to make this your meal after you work out, and you involve quinoa in it. It has a high amount of protein, which is necessary for muscle building, and also has a high level of magnesium and potassium, which will help not only rebuild your muscles but also prevent cramping. So you see that quinoa is compared to rice is it benefits for the home cook. It benefits for your family because the health benefits that it has and it's also nice for those who are trying to work out and to get a healthier lifestyle and to build muscle. So those three things alone, it really hits a lot of different sorts of people. But whatever you are in your life, that whether you're a mom and trying to provide food for your family in a quick time period, whether you got kids at home and you want to provide them with a nutritious meal, or if you're trying to work out and get a healthier lifestyle, which is very important, and this is also a great food to try. Let me see here quick. So with that, like I said, quinoa is a wonderful superfood, is what they used to call it in the Aztec time. And like I said, it's very high in nutrition and vitamins. And the price comparison to rice, it is a little bit more, but you have to realize that the amount that you need compared to rice is half the amount. So when you take that in consideration, the versatile use of it in different kind of recipes, in which you can find a lot of different recipes now, Food Network and Cooking Channel, on their websites. That along with the vitamin content and the health benefits of this simple grain, you should go ahead and try it out. Try it out and see. Go to the supermarket, like I said, it's in the rice section, and try it out. You need 15 minutes. It's a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 cups of water to 1 part quinoa. Cook it and see how your family likes it, and just use it and replace it where you usually put rice in one of your meals, and see if they would prefer that. So thank you, and I hopefully have convinced you to go ahead and go try out some quinoa today, and it's in your supermarkets, and see how you like it, and hopefully that you'll end up liking it, and with that it will be a benefit to you and your family. Thank you.